Hi, welcome back to Anime Insights. Today I will be recapping a show titled 91 Days. A young boy, Angelo Lagusa from the Lagusa family, lives with his family, including his little brother Luce, his mother Alina, and his father Testa. One night, as his friend Cortio leaves for his house, Testa returns home from work and calls for his sons, while Angelo and Luce hide in a wardrobe to surprise their father. Suddenly, Vincent and two men enter their house and demand Testa for a ledger, but when Testa makes reasons for not having it, Vincent and others attack them. Watching his mother getting beaten, Luce cannot control his emotions and rushes toward them while Angelo remains in the wardrobe. Vincent eventually kills them all and leaves the house. Angelo grabs some courage to get out but watches his family dead. He eventually runs away while one of the men tries to chase him but fails. Angelo informs Cortio about the issue by going to his home. Cortio comforts him, assuring him that they are now both brothers from now on. The following day, while Cortio still sleeps, Angelo escapes from the town, leaving Cortio behind. 7 years have passed and Angelo has been living as Olivio Bruno, but one day when he receives a post telling him the names of his family's killer, he returns to his homeland. Meanwhile, Cortio has created high-kick wine and runs a wine factory out of his home. Angelo meets him as he returns to the town and asks him to sell his booze to a family for a large amount of money as they are brothers. Afterward, both of them go to a bar to sell their booze and meet two men interested in buying it. Meanwhile, a man named Fango, looking for a person, Nero Vanetti, enters the bar and tries to attack them, but they somehow manage to escape with the investors, and one of the men is revealed to be Nero Vanetti. The following night, Vanna Clementi and one of their young runners, Arturo Tronco, encounters Orco's men due to the continuous compromise of their smuggling lines. They got their hands on Tronco and killed him instantly, while Vano somehow managed to escape. Afterward, Don Vanetti hosts a wedding between Don's daughter and Ronaldo Galassia from Galassia's family to keep themselves strong against the Orco family. On the other hand, Nero invites Angelo and Cortio to the ceremony to sell them booze. When Vincent calls for Nero to talk about family politics, Barbaro takes them to the wedding ceremony. Later, while eating with Nero, Vano insists on taking revenge against the Orco family by killing Fango, but Nero informs him that they cannot fight against them as his father wants an alliance of all families. However, they can use someone else as a trigger. Vano chooses Angelo for this task, but Angelo agrees under one condition: to vet him and their family. Meanwhile, Cortio is confused about Angelo's movements, to which Angelo explains Vincent, Nero, and Vanna Clementi killed his family. Later, as he goes to kill Fango, he somehow manages to enter the house, but when he is about to kill Fango, he escapes jumping over the buildings. Suddenly, Vano arrives there and captures Fango's assistant Serpent, who killed Tronco. He takes him to the nearby graveyard, and when he kills Serpent, Angelo also kills Vano, revealing his true identity as the son of Testa Lagusa. Angelo returns to Cortio's apartment and tells him about the situation. When Nero gets to know about Vano's death, he gets suspicious of him for killing Vano. Moreover, Serpent's body gets stolen and Nero gives him a chance to prove his honesty by finding Serpent's body. Cortio goes to Serrato's bar and tells him that Nero has ordered Angelo to kill him as, according to them, he is the man behind Vano's death. In a state of terror, Serrato tells him that he became greedy and sold Serpent's body to Scusa. Angelo appears there and threatens Serrato to take him to Serpent's body. On the other hand, Scusa arrives at Vanetti's residence and tells them about Vano's death, and he has died in an attempt to kill Serpent, and he has Serpent's dead body. As Scusa goes to collect Serpent's dead body, Vanetti decides to send Nero out of town as his enemies will not sit quietly. Meanwhile, Fango is out looking for Serpent's body and follows Nero after watching his car. They reach Scusa's place, where he has Serpent's dead body, and when Fango arrives, they get into a fight but escape successfully. Later, when Freight tells Nero he has to leave the town because of the incident, Angelo offers himself to accompany him as Fango will not let him live in peace. Nero and Angelo run out of the town and travel from one place to another, while an assassin tails them. During their journey, they set out to a camp and stay there drinking all the time. Nero tells Angelo about the incident when he and others killed the Lagusa family. Moreover, he says that 4 men attacked the family. They run out of gas when they go to Kota town later and stop at a local drugstore to phone Barbaro. Suddenly, the assassin Mad Max shows up and attempts to kill Nero, but he escapes after hitting him with a car. As they had no vehicle, they entered a nearby farmhouse to escape from the assassin. With the daggers in his possession, the assassin returns and attempts to murder them this time. Although Nero shoots him, the bizarre creature is unaffected. To protect Nero and Angelo, the owner of the farmhouse suddenly rushes toward them and shoots the assassin in the head. Following their failure to eliminate Fango, the Orco family requests a ceasefire. For some parties, though, the circumstances turn out to be less than ideal. Barbaro tells Nero to meet him in 2 days before going home. With Cortio's assistance, Nero creates a novel brand of moonshine based on Barbaro's concept. When he returns to Vanetti's residence, Freight and Ronaldo prepare their men to kill him, but they are once again unsuccessful because of Volp's allegiance. Tiger, Nero's capo, is wounded while evading the Vanettis. Barbaro, Nero, and the others must find a way to treat the wound, but the Vanettis have placed the district under lockdown. Don Vanetti realizes that Freight's strings are being pulled by Ronaldo when he hears Ronaldo say that Galassia wants Freight to run the Vanettis. That night, Angelo takes a pack of booze and Cortio and crosses the River of Lamentation to enter Granchio's bar. As he meets Granchio, he gives him a sample of his new booze and meets Fango. Angelo offers Fango Don Orco's head in exchange for shelter and a doctor. He further adds that it was Nero's idea and sends Cortio back to convey his message and plan. Nero and his men arrive at Fango's place, where they decide to capture Orco. The plan to get rid of Don Orco is carried out by Angelo, Nero, and his men. Angelo devises a strategy to eliminate Orco, and he visits Orco with Nero in his restaurant. Orco becomes surprised to see him and offers him a meal with his new booze. After taking a drink, Nero drops it on the table and offers a deal for his newly created alcohol. He proposes Orco to give him all the alcohol in exchange for a place to stay. Orco is intrigued by his offer and joins them at their alcohol manufacturing plant. Nero, however, has concocted a scheme to kidnap Orco. Nero's men attack them as they enter the base, while Angelo acts to obtain revenge to win Orco's trust. After capturing Orco, they deliver him to Fang, who kills him and gains control of the family. Increasing pressure from Ronaldo and a prod from Angelo produce a divide within the Vanetti family. Angelo and Volpe try to kill Freight and Ronaldo without Nero's knowing, and when they fail assassination, Angelo kills Volpe. Freight thinks Nero is behind the plot after he and his men discover the car with only Volpe inside. Freight hangs Volpe's body from Lawless Bridge as a message for Nero. Between Freight and Nero, a civil war breaks out. However, Angelo provokes the family, which results in the demise of Freight and Ronaldo. With her unborn child, Fio departs from her mob family. Now that Freight is no longer, and he is the only Vanetti alive, Nero declares that he will do everything it takes to ensure the survival of his father's empire. The new director of the Bureau of Prohibition takes tough measures against the squabbling families. Nero cautions Delphi multiple times, but he refuses to back down. And when Delphi begins to look into the Lawless Heaven Lodge after receiving the information from Fango, as Fango's mission is to destroy the Vanetti family, Nero gives the order to kill his family. Delphi's family is not killed, but he abandons the inquiry because he is so horrified by the assassination attempt. Fango seeks to assassinate Nero using Cortio's betrayal, but when he fails, he makes an attempt to reveal to the Vanettis who the traitor is, but Cortio brutally kills him. When Cortio tries to escape the town, he is caught at the station. They torture him to speak about the real intentions of attacking Nero, but he stays quiet. Afterwards, Serrato meets Angelo and tells him the reason why Cortio kills Fango, to which Angelo becomes surprised and goes to save Cortio. But luckily, Cortio somehow manages to escape on his own. Cortio calls Angelo for assistance in the middle of the night and tells him that he will be dead by the persons who sent him the letter if he does not kill Nero. Meanwhile, Nero is made the next Don of Vanetti by Vincent, and after taking over, he decides to expand his alcohol business by sending Angelo to Don Galassia's residence in Chicago. Meanwhile, Ganzo Vanetti appears to be the person who sent Angelo the message that day, just before Angelo returns to his hometown on the way to a business agreement. Angelo tells Ganzo to set free Cortio, and if he refuses to do then, the secret letter will be sent to Nero by a certain man. Ganzo agrees to his offer and sets free Cortio. After that, they both depart for Chicago, but Angelo must come back to take his retribution. However, he is considered to have been responsible for Cortio's escape when he returns. Cortio then appears out of nowhere to save Angelo as Barbaro is about to shoot him and tells why he betrayed Nero. To demonstrate his commitment, Nero commands Angelo to murder Cortio. Later, as preparations are made for the major performance, Don Galassia and his nephew Striga come in Lawless for the Vanetti Playhouse's opening ceremony. The plan didn't work out because even after Angelo killed Del Toro, Barbaro and Tiger saw him and took him to the basement where they read the letter. When Tiger tries to inform Nero, Barbaro forbids him and orders him to just alert Ganzo. Ganzo arrives at the basement while Tiger reaches out to Nero and tells him about the situation. But as Ganzo wants to kill Nero and others as well, he kills Barbaro and lets Angelo free to finish his task. After that, Angelo enters the place where Vincent and Galassia are sitting and kills Galassia, while Vincent is severely injured but eventually dies in Nero's hand. Intense gunfire breaks out between Galassia and Vanetti. Nero, in the meantime, kidnaps Angelo from Striga's bodyguards after discovering his whereabouts. After explaining everything to Nero, they depart Lawless to the Atlantic Ocean. And when Nero Marin Angelo arrives there, Nero shoots Angelo in the back and abandons him on the shore. And this is how the show ends. For more content, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel.